Hey, me, Maria here, back with another video. This video is done in a very strange angle, okay? I'm not going to go on and on about my tripod and how shitty it is. I just don't see any point in, repeating myself. But, anyway, just got home, and, well, actually I got home a while ago, and, of course I'm dwelling on this subject because my brain is slowly starting to unwind, and all this is unraveling, and I'm starting to deal with all this weird, feelings of, wow, the whole impact of this. There's still a lot of unanswered questions, and I probably will never know the answer because I'm going no contact. I mean, I have to do that. And it's for my own sanity. It's this has been going on for years, and like I said in my last video, I realized how long this has been going on, and it's just too much. I mean, you can't deny a person a lifetime and expect to be best friends. I mean, that's insane. You just can't do that. So, no. I mean, I'm going no contact, and that means just everybody I used to know has to cut out of my life. I don't want to see them, don't want to talk to them, don't want to carry on any relationships with them. There is no point. You put my life in jeopardy. You basically try to murder me off. Absolutely no. No way, never. So, but I will say that, I try to keep people and the best memory I possibly can of them. And I remember my father saying something about a little Korean boy he used to know when he was stationed in Korea, I guess. His name was Jimmy, and he took care of Jimmy. I believe Jimmy was an orphan or something, and my dad said, I said, Dad, did you ever try to look Jimmy up and see him again? And my dad said, sometimes, Maria, it's better to remember people the way that they were, because you never know what they turned into. That's just so profound. Oh my God. I can't tell you how profound that is. But, I will keep the positive memories, I can't say they were all bad, but, I was thinking a lot today about how this is a problem, and it is, how it's affecting so many people. And, it really makes me wonder about, how employers are structuring their employment. I mean, who and why would they hire people who would participate in something like this? I mean, it's a problem. I mean, I'm not saying that these people aren't good at their job or that they don't complete their task or anything, because there's a certain way of evaluating the whole situation. But, like I said, there's some people I just cannot find any excuse whatsoever, except for criminal intent and absolute evil. Because, I mean, the very fact that it's quiet and hush-hush is already an issue. And the fact that it affects my life and I'm supposed to, live out something opposite of what I want, that right there just goes to show you that is a form of control, manipulation, and the intent is evil, okay? Whether they had, in some way, they had to have known this, okay? They had to have, but when it comes to people who are, claim to be specialists in employment issues, okay? That means that they have to be able to tackle those tricky issues. They have to be able to analyze them and apply all of the logic and knowledge that they received in their training or whatever. That is very specific, and how it's the platform of the business. I mean, it's just, I can't understand how that was even acknowledged. And I will say the reason why I think it got so much attention, the reason why I got so much cooperation here is because, unfortunately, I have been told, like I told you, I was warned many years ago about coming to this town. Okay, the reason why it took off like wildfire is for that very reason alone. Okay, there are so many women who meet their husbands and lie about whatever, this, and that, whatever. Okay, if I was somebody who lied about, I don't know, something other than my race, okay, I doubt that this would have gotten that much attention. Okay? It's a very serious issue. So everybody in this who got involved in this had their own special reasons. Trust me, like I said, nobody was avenging my family when they got involved in this. Nobody. Okay? Nobody said anything that was sweet, flowery, or kind and considerate about anybody in my ancestry. Okay? It was all highly racially charged. Okay? So I'm sorry, but this whole weird thing just turned out to be a flippin' nightmare over something that I think is very silly and should have been handled at a family dinner or something like that. Because the reason why it wasn't handled is because they never wanted it to be handled. See, when people like to stir up trouble or stalkers or whatever, they like to create issues that can't be solved because you don't know anything about it. It's because they have a personal grudge against you. I mean, some of the issues that these people were like getting on my nerves about, like the floral arrangement place. You know, I'm not going to go into the name or anything like that. But these people were picking on my clothes. When they had animals running around, they were, you know, just being over the top, nitpicky. Okay, and when I did my job, it would steal this ridiculous, foolish behavior. You know, Mary Langici, I should have slapped her fucking face is what I should have done. And she would have deserved every bit of it. And I'm going to say your name out loud, and I should shout it from the mountaintops. You should watch your back. But anyway, mind you, just fear me, okay? I'm not going to touch you, okay? Thank goodness there's laws, and I do abide by them. Let's put it that way. Okay, so, yeah, you know, she thought she had the right to touch me. You know, she doesn't have the right to touch me. Get your hands off me. Anyway, yeah, so my family, my siblings, I don't know how involved my mother is in all this. I mean, she probably, I don't know how, I don't care. I really don't care. All I'm going to say is you had no right. You had no right. And my point is that these businesses need to start hiring people based on their skills, their proven abilities. I'm going to tell you what, most of these people here that I've dealt with that have racially harassed me when I've gone in for job interviews, they are no different. But they will convince themselves in their mind that they're different than the people who, in those southern pictures where they used to lynch people. Oh, that's terrible. Like I said, these people will cry. They'll think it's sad in the movie and everything else, but they will participate in this sort of behavior. Okay? I mean, racism is a very strange issue. And I'm very well aware of it. I was aware of it when I got older, I mean, when I was younger. I mean, I started watching things, started asking questions, and mostly I felt it. Okay? Not only did my family bully me in school when I was younger, but the kids in school bullied me too. They used to try to tell me how I was supposed to talk. How I was supposed to talk. Talk right, Maria. This is the way I talk. Okay? I know you've probably never seen it before, or you never heard of it before, or you've been watching so much goddamn television you just can't imagine. I mean, people do the craziest things, okay, but it is. I am who I am, okay, whatever, okay. So then you have to come at, 30-some-odd years later and feel like you want to try to stick it to me for what reason? I don't recall doing anything bad to these people. You know, it's just bloodlust is what these people have. They have bloodlust, and it's sick. Okay, I'm not interested in being anybody's scapegoat. Most of these people I haven't seen in years. Okay, I've seen these people on Facebook. It's kind of nice to see people what they used to look like, you know, kind of like when you watch a Brady Bunch reunion or something like that. You know, you're like, I remember Jan when she was that age. I wonder what she looks like now, and you know, what's she into? She's a little bit the same like she used to be, and it satisfies you. You know, to see what these people look like or whatever, and then you kind of shrug it off. There is no really, to me, I wonder why they even have high school reunions. I mean, when they have things like Facebook and stuff like that, you know, to me, like, what's the point? But it's odd, you know. So obviously, the people who participated in this really don't have that much going on. If they're sitting here like digging my shit, shouldn't they be like engaged in their own life? You know. I mean, I think it's kind of bizarre. I really do. You know, I very few people do I remember having any grudges in high school. And if I did, I forgot about it. And if I did something when I was younger and pissed you off, hey, you know what? I'm sorry. But you don't come into my life and create havoc, okay? I've never done anything to you. My family probably has issues, okay? Now I'm starting to think about some of the little corny things my brother and sisters used to do. And it's like, yeah, you know, some of it was just unjustified and flat out weird, you know. But, I mean, a lot of it actually when I think about it. I mean, there's more than I thought. I mean, basically, almost like every social interaction I had with my family when I was growing up was kind of resulted in somebody crying, me being hit, or, you know, something. I mean, something was always wrong, you know. But I mean, because I don't recall ever having a moment when I woke up in the morning and then went to bed and then nothing happened. You know, there was just always some kind of, but I always thought that, hey, you know, it was just kids, you know, whatever. I had no idea that these people were like sabotaging my entire life. But it makes sense now. It does make sense. Freaky people. Freaky. And like I said, I'm really shocked at the professional people who got involved in this because it's eye-opening. It is eye-opening. And like I said, you know, it proves so many points. It proves points about racism. It proves points about sexism. You know, the very fact, I suspect that my family thinks that they may not like my husband for whatever reason. And I can marry who I want to. I'm over the age of 18, okay? You know, he's the best friend I've ever had, okay? He is. Now, he and I have had our disagreements in the past, and that's between he and I. That's nobody's business, okay? That's one of the reasons why they make it a law. It's nobody's business. You know, people have the right to protect their privacy, their marriages, their families, whatever. They have the right to keep all that, and you shouldn't judge them. If I was, you know, a woman who was a single parent or whatever, I used to be, but those sort of things, you cannot base employment off those issues. It's discriminatory. It's discriminatory. Okay, it's not fair. Okay? But you can't just marry somebody. You can't just bond or have a collision. I know there's some people form relationships like, hey, let's go out to lunch, and they'll go out to lunch, and they'll talk about stuff, and then the next thing you know, this one girl, something tragic happens, and the lady's just like, oh, whatever. She doesn't really care about her friend or whatever. There's no real close, tight-knit bonds. I'm one of those kind of people that I want tight bonds, but I'm not superficial. Okay, I'm not. I don't want to gossip, tear down. I like constructive relationships. That's how I am. I have very high standards. My standards are very high. Okay? Now, I could sit here and hang out with some of the perps that I've encountered over the so many years that I now recall all these people coming up and asking me all these intrusive questions. Yeah, okay, I could like lower my standards and hang out with them. But, you know, basically what I would be doing is I would just be hanging out with that person just to say that I could hang out with that person. Because I don't enjoy their company. I don't enjoy it. You know, I don't enjoy backstabbing. I don't enjoy one-upmanship. I don't enjoy any of that. Okay? None of that makes me want to be around people. Okay? I'm repelled by it. Now, I think some people thrive on it. The collective thrives on competition. Till it's gotten to the point where they have shoved me out of the workforce. Okay? I'm not competing. Me doing a good job, I'm trying to show my employer, hey, I'm here, I'm stable. I'm a hard worker. I deserve my position, and I deserve to be considered for more. That's why I work hard. I'm not doing it. Now, see, when people who look at me, if they think I'm doing that because I'm trying to show it up to them, no, I'm trying to make it. Okay? And judging by the looks of it, I'm not doing very well. And that's no fault of my own. All right? That pisses me off. Stop thinking that my needs and my basic needs of survival has something to do with you. That's egotistical beyond, okay? Now, who's the egotistical, arrogant one now? Okay. Whew, these rants are so therapeutic for me. I just can't tell you how therapeutic they are. Okay, but, so that's one issue that I have to deal with, you know, and my mind sometimes goes through these periods where I'm just like, it literally collapses in on itself because it's just so weird to me that I would get that kind of attention and negative attention from people that I don't even know. And that's, like I said, that's why this happened the way that it did. Okay? There's people who they've called me in for job interviews just so they could sit here and basically threaten my life. They don't see it that way, but you are. Okay, you are playing with my basic needs of survival. Or are you so privileged that you can't understand that? Yeah, I have to work for my money. I have to work for every single thing that I do. And I'm going to tell you what, I have worked hard, okay? There were times where I would get on the freeway when I was a single parent at 4 o'clock in the morning only to come to work and be psychologically tormented daily until they forced me out of my job. And this has been going on for years. 4 years. And then they want to throw me fucking crumbs. I'm sick and damn tired of the bullshit already. It's bullshit. You know? I don't believe in your ideals. Your ideals are all fake, phony, and fraudulent, and it shows. Okay? Obviously, I'm coming out here looking sparkling clean, and you guys have you almost have blood on your hands. Okay? You guys are sick. It's sick, and it's affecting a lot of people. And just like the people back in Nazi Germany, when they were thinking, okay, I know the Jews are, people are kind of hating on them, but it's not that bad. Yes, it's that bad. There are people dying under this all the time, committing suicide or going in and shooting people. There's people who are starving to death, some people are homeless, all because of this stupid thing that you think is a game can ruin somebody's life forever. Okay? I want you to think about that. Think about how your foolish, jealousy, competitive game, oh, by the way, I won, okay? Because I didn't even know that we were in a game, okay? And you know what? The reason why I won, because I'm sparkling clean. Get out my ass already.